Hello, my loves. Today we are going to be decorating my living room Christmas tree. It's going to be a red, white, and gold with a little hints of silver here and there. Magical Christmas tree. We're going to do the fall mantle next week, but this is how the Christmas tree looks right now. It was from Walmart, purchased. I have all these ornaments. I definitely spend over $150 plus to buy ornaments this year because this is the first time I've ever used red and gold in my Christmas collection, and made sure I got a few ornaments, ribbons, everything that I could to incorporate the theme for this year's Christmas tree. So it was very expensive, but I'm sure you all have collected a few colors of red, gold here and there throughout the year that you can definitely use, and it wouldn't be as expensive to do your tree, hopefully. But I started out with flocking my Christmas tree and really trying to get it out and fuller because they're packaged out so thinly, and the way everything is packaged, it's like you're crumbing all your Christmas tree inside one little box. So I really had to go and flock it for this Christmas tree. I know some of them come pre-flocked, but this one in particular did not. And I love these little bulbs. As you see, they come exactly with the Christmas tree. So everything is already pre-lit for me. I don't really have to worry anything about lighting. I think it's the perfect amount of lighting. So really I focused on the ornaments after flocking my tree and adding decorations such as ribbons that you'll see later on. After flocking, the next step is adding ribbons. Let me tell you, this step has changed so much. So I've tried to incorporate the ribbons horizontally and vertically. It did not work. So I definitely recommend before you do your Christmas tree, stick to one, either if you want it kind of more horizontal or vertical, unless you're doing like a ribbon on top, and just really try not to overdo it. Like, I feel like with the ribbons, you see the red and gold snowflake ribbon, I ended up having to take it out because I just wasn't liking how everything was kind of contradicting with one another. Hence, I made bows out of it, and I think that was a much better way to style and decorate the Christmas tree versus adding the ribbons vertically that you see kind of going down the Christmas tree. The Let It Snow, I ended up keeping it like this, horizontal, and just adding it that way you can actually read the words Let It Snow. And I think when you do get ribbons that have some sort of quote or wording on it, I like to actually be able to read it. So I do prefer it being horizontal like the way it is. My husband, I don't know what he's doing. He's so funny. Hubby, I don't know. What are you doing, hubby? I'm here trying to decorate the Christmas tree. And he's like, Carol made a great big mess of things here. The floor was a disaster. I'm sure you all could relate to the struggle when you're decorating your Christmas tree. Everything is just becomes a whole mess when you take everything out of the packages that you've bought or even the ones that you've had from before. This is a 25 foot, and I ended up getting just one of these, and the 25 feet I got two for the red and gold Christmas tree ribbons, which ended up working perfectly. Glimpse of how chaotic the Christmas tree looked with the various ribbons going on. And so I'm going to show you how to make a bow with the snowflake ribbon. That way we're making better use of all the ribbons that I've purchased to put on the tree and make it look very cohesive and it's flowing nicely together. Basically, we're going to take the ribbon of your choice and fold it. I did mine in 6 inches each, but you can do yours more or less depending on how big you want your bow to be. I folded it and I continued to keep on folding it. The amount of loops that I received from folding it were about 5 loops each, and I had a 25 foot ribbon for these, and I had 2 of those, so basically 50 feet ribbon. And I continue to fold it. I am going to call this the Carol bow just because it's so simple, and this is probably going to be the way I'm going to do bows because I suck at doing bows, and this was the easiest thing ever. I pinch in the center of the bow, and then I'm going to do the same concept with the other bow. Get as many loops as I can together, then crisscross them. And then we're going to wire them together. Now that they're wired, we're just gonna pull them apart. Very, very simple. And I love how the end product turned out. I apologize in advance when I was doing it. So one man, one gal crew trying to record yourself doing the bow and stuff. So I wish it was a little bit easier for you all to see, but I hope you get the concept. If not, let me know. I can really make a whole separate video on just how to do it and make it a little bit more simplified if necessary. Right now it's looking chaotic, but trust me, at the end it gets better. This is how the ribbon bows look on the Christmas tree. I did a few. I love how it really filled up the Christmas tree. And now we're going to start on my favorite, putting in the ornament balls all over the Christmas tree. Make sure to have your ornament hooks. I purchased mine from Big Lots for just $1.50, and then I put on the hooks and I used a Halloween sort of bucket to fill it in so I don't have to go back and forth, and kind of just place it as necessary where I feel like I want to add a little bit more to the Christmas tree. And really the main objective when you're trying to do a Christmas tree is to make it look full. So you want to add ornaments where you see there's a lot of room, there's not as many lights there, or it just looks very empty. Add ornaments. And then for my ribbons, I went back to add kind of the ribbon tail to it. Since I didn't have enough ribbon, I ended up adding a little Merry Christmas ribbon to make the tail. So I really tried to mix and match it, and I actually loved how it looked. And I feel like this year I definitely used a lot of ribbon. This is going to be called my ribbon tree for Christmas 2020. I purchased even more ornaments from Michaels. My husband was looking at me, giving me the really, Carol, really more to decorate the Christmas tree. But you really do need a tremendous amount of items to decorate your Christmas tree. I feel to really give it that extra oomph, and to really make it look very professional. I see a lot of Christmas tree include various types of like flowers and more than just ornament balls. You want pieces that really make the Christmas tree pop, add in that spark, that magic. I have these wired like sparkly reds that I purchased from Michaels, and I ended up adding these in first I tried to add them like in the midst of the Christmas tree, but they're just so long. I ended up adding them more so in the topper area. I also use these beautiful pearls on the top as well. This is how the top is looking right now. It's fun, whimsical, but we will have to kind of touch it up to make it a little bit more presentable. Here are some of the red and white ornaments that I got this year from Michaels, and I placed them around the tree. When you're using wires, you do want to make sure that the wire doesn't show as much and try to make it closer to the tree. I did have to change this in a few areas. Also, these flowers are a great addition and alternative if you don't want to do ribbons necessarily. I think they still do the trick of adding more to the tree. Like I've mentioned, the toppers that I used, I also cut them so I could sporadically put them in the Christmas tree to add a little bit more of a touch here and there, and to make the whole Christmas tree flow from head to toe. We are almost done, you all. We're just gonna be using the red and gold from this set, and adding these ornaments, and then I still have to fix the top up there. But then other than that, I'm gonna have to play around with the ribbons because the ribbons kind of got whack and out of place. So we're gonna have to, you know, retouch those ribbons here and there. But I'm loving the color scheme of this Christmas tree. It totally fits my vibe of my lovely red and white sweater going on. But I can't wait for the final product. So make sure you stay tuned. I'm going to put in a few more of these types of ornaments throughout the tree. I changed my top because the other one was getting a little itchy, so we're gonna go with this top. But now we are putting these. I love these shapes for ornaments to use. It just gives everything a whole new look, makes it very whimsical, and I just love having different shape ornaments throughout the Christmas tree. I also love this gold and red acorn ornament. They added so much more funness to the tree, if that's even a word. But we also use the pearl topper. Whatever you use for the top, I always try to incorporate it within the tree here and there, so it all can be nice and coordinated. The key to adding ornaments is to fill out empty spaces. Anytime you see a space like that, you just want to put an ornament inside, kind of to make it look less empty. And then we can also fill it up with some fluff ball and place it all around the tree. Main thing is I'm trying to not have all the tree branches uncovered, at least like the empty spaces of the tree. Want it to look really full, alive, and I think that's really what separates a wonderful Christmas tree from like a simple plain old Jane Christmas tree. So now I'm going all around the tree and placing the fluff balls. This is a great economical way as well because these are so darn cheap that honestly, if you don't have enough ornaments to cover your Christmas tree, these are perfect. I've also incorporated these sparkly golden flowers purchased from Michaels, and I'm going to put them on the tree, cut them out and put them sporadically on the tree. Now we're working on the ribbon. I want to do a red beautiful ribbon for the topper, and it's gonna have a very long tail because I want it to have a long tail. And for this I used a 25-foot ribbon, red velvet ribbon. It was velvety on one side. I measured my thumb, and that's basically going to be the middle of the bow, and then twisted it. There's this really awesome video, I think it was done by Michaels, that I will share the link with, that really helped me learn how to be a better ribbon bow expert, because it was very easy to just follow along with the videos. But I just wanted to show you a glimpse of, you know, the behind the scenes of decorating this Christmas tree and the time and effort it took to decorate it. Then we're basically just making several loops along the way and matching the size of the loops to each of the ends. And then we're going to, that's exactly what I'm doing, matching it to make sure that they're the same height, or more like same length. Once you compile it all together, you're going to want to use a wire to hold it all together. And don't make the mistake I did, because I used a thicker wire and then I ended up having to also do like a one of those little loops, plastic loop thingy-mabobs. A thinner wire would have done the trick as well, but unfortunately those are very limited these days, because I went to Michael's the other day and they ran all out of their floral wires. Make sure to have a wire cutter in hand so you can just easily cut off the wire and tie it up nice and tight. Now you take your next ribbon and basically continue to make loops, twist it, and then put more loops. And basically when you're doing the loops, you want to make sure that they are in a larger size than the original loops you have, so you can actually see them. You want to make sure that they're bigger than the loops that you've previously created so they can show, and then you also want to put them in spots that are empty. It's okay if it doesn't look perfect, but do make sure you use wire ribbons. That way you can easily fluff it up like the topper you see here. Look how gorgeous it looks. And then I added the red velvet ribbons, as I've mentioned. The long tail, I really wanted to make sure I have a long tail with the beautiful ribbon topper. Added some poofs there as well, and I am just loving how magical this is looking. I'm going to pinch in the ribbons along the tree where I want them to kind of go more in and create a nice pretty flow. Now, to do the ribbons when you're placing them as a long tail like this, you want to make sure that you're pinching it in between the trees or styling it in a way. So right now it's not completely pinched into the tree. I will have to do that, and I'll show you how I do that in my next footage. You'll see how I kind of pinch it in between. Oh my gosh, this is the cutest. Look at this little puppy over here. How cute is he? Here's the final look of the Christmas tree. We put a rotating base on the tree so it rotates, and you can see from all angles of the tree the beautiful ornaments that we've had to display, and it just rotates around. Make sure you're subscribed so you can see my next video. We are going to be working on a beautiful Christmas mantle. So we're replacing that fall decoration with more Christmas red and white. Make sure to follow me on TikTok. This is my sister's lovely Christmas decoration. I'm going to make sure that I have it showcased on YouTube for you to get inspiration and lots of fun collaboration. So hope you stay tuned, and welcome to the family. We love ya.